Hey everyone, so today I will discuss about we are the group 8 and I'm Charles Carmelotes. So we can discuss about chapter 8 earthquakes and Earth's interior. So first of all, let's define an earthquake. So an earthquake though is a sudden release of energy in the Earth's crust that creates seismic waves or kanang waves daw siya kanang nag-cause siya to ground to shake daw. So, what are the causes of earthquakes? So, most earthquakes occur due to the movement of tectonic plates, which are large pieces of Earth's crust that fit together like a jigsaw. So, ang mga causes daw sa earthquake kay mostly kanang it's tectonic plates, like for example, like deformation, rupture and release, and rebound. So, like rocks along a fault, like fracture in a crust. So, it's like kanang kuan sila, nag-bend din sila and store energy like kanang nag-stretch siya like rubber band. Like kanang big fracture niya. So, in short, kanang most earthquakes kanang nag-caused by a sudden slip of rocks like along sa fault like after kanang they have been stressed and deformed by a tectonic plate. So, moving on. So, elastic rebound theory. So, it's an explanation sudden of release that causes earthquakes when deformed rocks fracture and rebound to their original underformed condition released during earthquakes. So, nadi ko ipakita nga example guys, like diagram. So, first of all, kanang na siya yung original position niya. Like, kuwan pa siya. Like, stick pa ba? Niya, in that video daw, mo siya ga-cause na kanang nagsugod na siya deformation. Like naka ano na siya kanang nagsugo na siya og movement hantod maabot siya sa C which is ang rupture kanang nag-release na siya energy kanang mo break siya sa kanang nga fence kanang for example that iyang tension daw. So mo to na form na siya like pagputol na niya mo to nahimo siya kanang nag-rebound na siya kanang to its original kanang underformed shape niya. So na crack na jud siya. Next will be Henry Fielding Reeds. So he was a American seismologist who in 1811 developed the elastic rebound theory. So an earthquake mechanics like still accepted today daw. So according daw niya, like he suggested that rocks on the opposite sides of San Andreas Fault has been kanang storing energy for at least 50 years before the 1906 earthquake. So, mo to siya, nag-describe din siya sa about sa elastic ground theory, like siya dyan nag-remake ato, like nag-develop sa Katonia theory. Naka-discover man siya ato sa katong San Andreas Fault, which is very popular na to sa ato ang history books. So, next will be, let's talk about seismology. So, para ninyo, what is seismology? So, seismology, like, is the study of earthquakes, which is emerged from the true science during 1880s with development of seismographs. So, mo to nagsugod na ang development na sa kato na na tool which is called seismographs. So, seismographs. Seismograph is an instrument used to record and measure the motion of ground during an earthquake. So, kuan na ni siya, seismograph daw, kanang nag-work na ni siya like having a stationary base, like nag-suspend siya weight or kanang mass niya that remains still while recording the ground movement. So, mo to siya, nag-consist na ni siya like kanang ang earthquake daw nag-record siya like motion to the ground, like iyahang movement siya sa ground niya, like nag-record na dyan siya. So for example, in the demonstration below, it's a dog like shaking the ground. So mo siya like iyahang forma like na siya ground movement daw, which is na siya mga parts yun niya, like pag ang sound yun pag record yun like sa read sa ground niya. So, moving on. So, question guys. So, why is it a epicenter located where the fault emerge of the Earth's surface. So, akong question ani kay nag-talks about to siya kanang the epicenter daw is an earthquake at often not located daw where kanang fault daw emerges of that surface because kanang na fault daw dili na siya always kanang vertical fracture. So, kanang epicenter daw like point na siya sa Earth's surface like directly daw above the earthquake's origin itself. So, mo siya gitawag nga kuan hypocenter or kanang focus. So, you can see here in the diagram. So, kuan siya ikanang pwede na siya it can be kanang pinakalalong or miles below sa atong ground or surface. So, or kanang incline daw or kanang curve fault plane. So, mo to siya ang tawag nga ang fault daw din na siya always nakalocate sa iyang vertical fracture. So, moving on, the focus and the epicenter of an earthquake. So, focus, like also known as epicenter. So, it's a specific spot like deep within the Earth's crust where rocks first breaks or slips along the fault. Kanang nagmark na siya like sa exact origin of that seismic waves. So, naglocate na siya like underground or along the fault plane. So, ang importante din niya daw kanang the depth of the focus is very crucial daw. Moto, gitawag na siya og kanang shallow focus earthquakes. Like, kanang typically causes more intense daw, like shaking and surface damage than deep focus ones, like same na siya altitude. So, relationship daw sa to the fault daw, kanang nag-rupture din siya, like, kanang actually kanang occurs to siya iyang focus, like which can be like miles below on the surface or kanang inclined or curved fault. Ito siya. So, next will be epicenter. So, kanang epicenter daw, like, the point of an Earth's surface that lies directly and vertically above the focus. So, in geographical coordinate daw, mostly reported. So, located na siya, like, on Earth's surface. Like, it's a point down na siya, like, sa surface, like, closest to the origin, which is very kanang important for mapping and reporting like what happened in the event. So the epicenter daw is often not located where the fault emerges at the surface because kanang na fault daw is not all vertical fracture. So mo to kung question ganiha. So kuan ni siya, nakuy bakita niya kuan daw guys kanang mga recording like mga earthquakes which is nag-record din siya from March 2022 and March 2024. So, kuha din siya, gabi din siya earthquake recordings to guys, no? Like, which is, nagkuha din siya 3,318 earthquakes. Like, a year din na siya, ha? Gap niya. Yan. Sa around the globe daw, guys. Which is, very crucial to us, Jude. Which is what is happening in the Philippines. Like, kita, from so good yung earthquake ato from karon na semana. So yeah, so next will be the Binov zones. So dipping seismic zones like called Binov or Binov-Wadati zones so are common to convergent plane boundaries where one plate is abducted beneath another. Such dipping seismic zones indicate the angle of the plate descent along the converging plane and boundary. So, nakikipagkita nga diagram guys, kanang asa din naglocate ang Binov zone or Wadati Binov zone. So, more siya kanang subduction zone, pero kanang along with sa iyang convergent zone, like, di ba sa ground ni siya? So, paano na siya? Like, kanang nag-igo din siya ba like from that point sa iyang kuan like nag-afford din siya like subducted mo to ang sa beneath under sa plate niya. So kanina na zone daw which kanang contained na siya many earthquake like full focus niya. So because kanang they indicate sa yang angle daw like sa yang plate like descent along sa kanan na plate boundary niya. So mo na ko cause nga kuan volcanic eruption like connected sa each plate boundary niya. So next will be like where do earthquakes occur and how often. So let's talk about that. So there are two major seismic belts. So muna to ang circum which is the Circum-Pacific Belt which is the Ring of Fire. So one of us medyo na nakalocate na to. So this belt rings edges of the Pacific Ocean basin. So it's the most seismic and volcanic active zone on Earth. So it's about 80% of the world's largest earthquakes here, mainly along convergent and transform boundaries, where oceanic plates are subducted sinking beneath surrounding. So, muna siya guys ang Pacific Ring of Fire, which is naka-locate sa Philippine Plate, like daghan dyan na sila, which is naigod jud ta sa Ring of Fire. So that's why daghan jud ta o kanang active volcanoes jud. Next will be the Mediterranean Asiatic Alphadate Belt. So nag-locate din siya like from Java and Sumatra through the Himalayas across the Mediterranean Sea and into the Atlantic. So this activity area daw dominated by the plate collisions such as the Indian Plate running into the Eurasian Plate. So this belt na accounts for approximately 15% of the world's largest earthquakes. So muna siya napapakita nga diagram guys. So, naglocate na siya between sa Europe, Asia, and Africa. Like mo ni siya like grabe na kakuan locate sa earthquake. Kanang Mediterranean means in the Latin like meaning niya kay in the middle of the earth. So nag-reference to ni siya sa kanan na fact either that like almost entirely surrounded by the land or kanang it was deemed to be at the center or of the known of the world sa according sa ancient West Afro-Eurasian societies. So ano kanang kuan kanang Mediterranean Sea like kanang intercontinental sea na siya situated from sa kanan nga between sa Europe, Asia, and Africa. So more siya like grabe niya siya kakuan sa mga earthquakes like Kate Joe like like naka-record sa biggest earthquakes in the world kana nga boundary. So next will be seismic waves. So seismic waves are the energy waves like kanang radiate upward from the earthquake's epicenter. So siya, there are two main types of body waves. So first of all, primary wave. So primary waves daw like the fastest waves that compress and expands rocks in the direction of the wave. So nakapakita nga kuan siya guys, diagram ni siya sa iyang direction which is ang P wave. So iyang direction kay mura siya kanang ga forward lang which means kanang like iyang vertical motion like from nagkuha na siyang direction like from siya to the right side niya. So kuan next will be the secondary waves. So ang kanang secondary waves daw slower waves daw ni siya like nag-shake to the ground at the perpendicular to their direction of travel. So ang katong periods daw kuha ni siya na compress na siya o expand to the direction wave propagation which is ang destructed na niya kay like more siya light lang daw yan. Ang kuan din siya guys ang S wave ako ipakita nga so mo siya pina zigzag nga kuan like shakes to the ground like perpendicular like kuan siya slower than the P waves. So more siya di ka siya destructive nga kuan nga surface waves. So surface waves daw are the slowest waves that move along the Earth's surface and the most cause damage. So ang kaning surface waves daw guys kay grabe niya siya nag-travel na siya along sa Earth's surface. So kanang nag-characterize na siya by like two types. Mono to siya ang katong kuan S wave o P wave, like connected na sila, diba? Which is kanang cause niya siya, like grabe niya siya cause damage na So next will be surface waves kanang kuan siya like typically generated like during the earthquake. Like surface, there were two types of surface waves. Like kanang body waves, they are characterized by particle motion. While ang surface waves, mo to siya, diba, nag-travel man siya along the Earth's surface. So, mo to, doon siya ka-types, guys. So, they are rayleigh waves or R waves. So, na-characterize niya siya by elliptical motion perpendicular to the surface. So, nakoy na kuan guys, na diagram. So, kaning rayleigh wave, more siya kanang, like sa dagat niya, like the waves. From the top, dili siya from the bottom. Na So, kanin siya na motion daw, like elliptical din siya, like kanang perpendicular sa surface niya. More siya lang sa surface. Yung direction niya. Or kanang counterclockwise na siya na like back and forth niya. So, dayon ang love waves or L waves. So, are created when particles vibrate perpendicular to the propagation direction. So, kaning kuan siya guys, ang love wave daw, more siya kanang from that point, nagsugod siyang kuan, nag-vibrate na siya from perpendicular to the direction. So, more siya kanang, di ba, surface, mo siya, surface, mo siya pa, like, like that, like more siya in between, like inclined ba na siya na movement. The next will be the locating on the earthquakes. So nakoy pakita guys nga Philippine map which is happening, like na recording niya siya sa PHIVOLCS, which is mga earthquakes like happening right now. So may map guys. So first of all, nagsugod man to sa Bogo, di ba? So kanina method which is circular na ko yung magnitude, like magkusog-kusog niya intensity. Then kaduhaan ni guys sa may Bulinaw, like sa may Bagyo ni siya dapit per hinay siya ng iyang intensity. Then ang Katulo which is kusog-kusog ni siya, like grabe siya kusog, which is sa may Davao City. Which means kani siya nga guys na locating na method which is called the triangulation method. So kuno siya guys, which is kanang standard method din siya sa mga seismologists, like to use like to locate Earth's epicenter. So kuno siya, key principle din siya guys, like to use like difference in arrival times of the P waves kanayang fastest and S waves like slower, like kanang at the three different seismic stations to locate the distance to the epicenter, like from happening right now. So then kan siya like intersection siya kanang three distance kan na circle, like pinpoints niya sa iyang epicenter location. So mo na to guys ang iyang locating method. So next report there will be talks about the measuring the strength of an earthquake. So that will be discussed by Marwin. Yeah, so let's go.
Good morning everyone. My name is Marwin Taburnal. I am the second reporter of Group 8. Today I will discuss about the measuring the strength of an earthquake. When earthquake occurs, we often hear the words magnitude and intensity. But unsa man si kalay-an nila? a lot of people misunderstood about their meanings. They think nga parehara sila og duha og meanings. Today, I will share you a comparison between the two. Magnitude, it is a scientific measure of the total energy released by an earthquake at its source, while the intensity, it is the strength of the earthquake to the observer. Unlike sa magnitude, which is nagsukod ra sa unsay kusgon sa earthquake, ang intensity naman nagsukod siya depends on the damage of an earthquake. It is a quantitative or measurable. It can be recorded using an instrument called seismograph. But today, they measure magnitude by moment magnitude scale, which is more accurate than seismograph. Intensity, it is a qualitative describable, can be determined from the shaking and the damage produced by an earthquake. Magnitude, the strength of the earthquake can be determined using the Richter's magnitude scale. While intensity, it is the severity of an earthquake, can be determined using Mercalli intensity scale. Also, the Richter scale, they use English numbers, while the intensity scale, they use Roman numbers to avoid confusion. Magnitude, it does not vary with the distance from the epicenter of the earthquake, while intensity, it varies depending on how close or far the location is from the epicenter of the earthquake. Unlike sa magnitude, nga bisan asa pagka nga nalocate as long as nga napiktahan ka sa earthquake, the magnitude dito kay same ra gyapon. While intensity, the more ka magkalayo, magkagamay sad ang imong intensity. Then the more sad ka magkaduol sa epicenter, mas dako ang intensity, mas dako ang damage nga makit-an. Next is the destructive effects of earthquake. The numbers of death and injuries, as well as the amount of property damage resulting from an earthquake, depends on several factors. Generally speaking, earthquakes that occur during working and school hours is densely populated urban areas are the most destructive and cause the most fatalities and injuries. However, magnitude, duration of shaking, distance from epicenter, geology of the affected region, and the type of structure are also important consideration. There are four major destructive effects caused by an earthquake. First is earth shaking, second is fire, third is tsunami, and the fourth is landslide. Ground shaking is the most common and destructive effects of an earthquake. It happens because seismic waves travel through the ground, causing it to vibrate intensely. This shaking can lead to structural damage such as crack or collapsing buildings, bridges, and roads. After a strong earthquake, fires are a common secondary hazard. They usually start with when gas lines, electrical wires, or fuel tanks are damaged, causing spark or leaks that ignite flames. In urban areas where buildings are close together, fires can spread rapidly, leading to massive destruction, as seen in the historical event like the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, which is kaniya image. Tsunami. On December 26, 2004, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck 160 km off west coast of northern Sumatra, Indonesia, generating the deadliest tsunami in history. Imagine that. Within hours, walls of water as high as 10.5 meters pounded the coast of Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, Thailand, Somalia, Myanmar, Malaysia, and Maldives, killing more than 230,000 people and causing billions of dollars in damage. Imagine that 10.5 meters, mga 3-story buildings na siya. Nga na siya kataas. Na kani nga picture mo ni ang result after sa tsunami, which is destructive jud kaayo. Next, landslide. Earthquakes can also trigger landslide, especially in mountainous or hilly regions. The shaking loosens soil, rocks, and vegetation, causing the slope to become unstable and slide downward. Heavy rain or weak rock slur can make slopes even more vulnerable. So, ang earthquake, dili ra day siya mako sa kuanday sa urban area, sa mga structure, kundi apil po na siya sa mga kamundukan, kabukiran, makakause po siya damage. Geofocus, designing and building earthquake resistant structures. So dili na musod ang mga civil engineering sa mga role sa mga civil engineering. So to reduce property damage, injuries, and loss of life during earthquakes, it is essential to design and construct earthquake resistant structures. Engineers must understand how earthquakes behave, including ground motion, acceleration, underation, as well as the local geology. Since some soil, like water-saturated sediments or landfill, can lose strength during shaking, this knowledge helps improve the safety of both new and existing buildings. So, as we cannot prevent the earthquake, but unsa man tumabuhat as a civil engineer on, we can minimize the effects of earthquake to our people.
I am the last reporter of Group 8. I am Nubaliza Disagayno. So my topic is all about earthquake prediction. So we already know that earthquake is a sudden shaking or vibrating the ground. So mag-focus ta sa prediction. What is prediction? It is a statement about what is likely to happen in the future, or prediction is kung unsa ang mahitabo sa kung maabot. So earthquake prediction. Can we predict the earthquake? So we will know the answer later. We have there paleoseismology. It is the study of prehistoric earthquakes by examining geological layers and landforms to identify evidence of past seismic events, or to understand often and how strongly occurred in a specific area. Or it means na ang paleoseismology help us para makita kung naabay mga evidence nga nahitabo sa linaw sa una. So, through this study, mahibala na to kung unsa kakusog ang mga lindol nga nahitabo sa una, o maggamit po nato kini karon para ma-estimate ang future earthquake risk. In short, paleoseismology help us to understand the past earthquakes to prepare for possible future ones. So, as of now, as ng atong generation is nagka-unique magod kay itong technology is grabe na unique. So, sa una na sila paleoseismology, but now we already have kanang sa mga PHIVOLCS, which is they are the one who monitor the before, during, and after of an earthquake. Next is the precursor. Precursor are signs or event that happen before a larger or main events, or warnings. As you can see the definition, signs or warnings or mga timaan nga panghitabo nga mahitabo una pa sa dili pa mahitabo ang usa ka panghitabo, or in simple word, this what we call sign. So like for example sa typhoon, we have precursor also in typhoon or signs kanang magdag-om ang pangano, then kusog ang hangin or strong wind, or muna sila mga precursors sa mga ulan. So sa typhoon, if in earthquake, nasa tayo mga precursors sa earthquake. So it is important to us to know and notice the precursors so that we can prepare for what's coming or what's ahead. So next is, as what you can see in the photo in the screen, it is a big history of earthquake in Mexico City in 1995. Before the earthquake happens, there are many precursor or signs occur, like slight changes in elevation, kanang na murag na kanin lang kuan ba, kanang ang yuta murag ni kuan, but slight lang nilihok ba. Then and fluctuation in the water in wells or nausab ang level sa water surface. So before to siya nahitabo ang usa ka those earthquake is big history sa in Mexico kay kusog jud kay to siya. Next is the three possible reason of an earthquake, like kining uplifting the ground, kanang pagtaas sa level sa yuta niya cause of the tectonic movement, and changes in water level and earth magnetics or electrical field. Muna mga three reasons of an earthquake. Sunod is the earthquake prediction program. So sa atwa din sa Philippines, one of our prediction program is kita as a student ng natin prediction programs, like kanang mag-earthquake drill ka, then magda cavern hole, then moadto sa evacuation area. That's the one of our that's the one example of our prediction program. So in United States have government sponsored. So ang USA may una na sa sponsored earthquake prediction program, like sa mga laboratory, then the field studies of rock behavior and during and after of earthquake. So the main reason of this program is to reduce the number of deaths. So if para diba nasa sayings na ligtas ang may alam. So the program create so that it can reduce the number of death, injuries, and economic damage, and improving scientific knowledge expanding. The second is the China, perhaps the most ambitious, like as kanang word nga ambitious and traumatic experience kay sa kuha manggod ang China manggod is kanang grabe kay sila history if mag-talk tag about earthquake, kay because of their traumatic experience considering the long history of destructive earthquakes. So as you can see in the photo, this is in Xingtai in 1966, linog sana sa China. And the next is Haiching in 1975. So as you can see in the photo, nga grabe jud ang mga infrastructure was totally damaged. Then ang Sichuan in 1976, which is had 242,000 dead. So daghan jud kay tanan siya. Kusog jud siya. Then the Sichuan in 69,000 dead. So as you can see, grabe ang mga building nila ba kay totally damaged yun. But you know that in the first history in the world kay kausara gyud nga nahitabo ang prediction sa earthquake, which is happened in Haiching. Kining Haiching in 1975, for the first in history gini siya nga nahitabo sa libong kalibutan nga na-predict, which is happened in China. Kay kuan ni siya na-predict ni siya ba kay tungod sa mga precursor or sign nga hitabo. In what way nila na-predict? Nato example sa kaniya, but there is a Haiching China. There's many signs. Number one is the animal behavior. Before ang linog, pinag-usab ang mga behavior sa mga hayupan. Like, ato daw nga time is ang mga snake, kay nang gawas, even nga taglamig. Sad, supposedly, ang mga snake, if taglamig, kay nara dyan na sa silang mga particular place kung asa sila kapuyo. But that time, kay nang gawas din, followed by mga rats nga mga ilaga ba, kay nanggawas din ang mga dogs are barking, then dinasagmusog sa balay, then cows and horses are restless and refuse to eat nang di na mga ang mga langgam sa kanang kuan jud siya nang lupad tanan ba. Be sure sa mga geologists and those are the rare signs kanang rare jud kay nga mga signs ba muto nga ilang yung gi-examine. Then another one is the changes of water level. So after nila nga nahibawan nga ang mga animal behavior kanang nausab, then ila sang gi kuan ng murag susi man nila ang water which is nausab sad. So after that observation kay nakabaw na gid ang mga geologists nga murag padong na jud siya linog nang evacuate nila ang mga residents ato nga particular place so that in sa kanang nilabay ang mga oras daw kay nilinog jud siya. So pero na-evacuate naman ang mga residents ato nga place mo nang walay patay, but the infrastructure are totally damaged. That was the first and only prediction in the world. Katulad yun the first nga na successful nga prediction ba nga nahitabo sa kalibutan. But itong here in Cebu in September 30, wala tayo successful prediction ato kay kalit-kalit man, but there's someone daw that before the earthquake is ilang dog daw kay sige aw din ang mga langgam is nanglupad, but I can't totally say that it was true kay mula diri sa amo. Sunod is the kato sa kanara jud nga lugar Haiching in 1975 din na predict ang earthquake. Next is the earthquake control. So during the early to mids of 1960s, Denver, Colorado experienced numerous small earthquakes, which was surprising because Denver had not been prone to earthquake in the past. Geologists and suggested that earthquakes in the past were likely related to the injection of contaminated wastewater. So the place of Denver kay di siya prone sa earthquake kay it's because siguro kay layo ra siya sa mga major plate boundaries, pero earthquake happens not just because naa sila sa place nga major sa tectonic plate, but earthquake also happens because of us nasa mag-earthquake sa tungod nato humans. This is what we call man-made earthquakes. Mahitabo ni siya tungod ra pod sa atong binuhatan. Example is deep waste fluid, human activities like fracking and waste injection. So, unsa man ni? Example sa kanang inyong saman, iputangan ninyo og alcohol, di ba, ma-react? Pareha na sa mga fault line. It's just mura na atong saman or kanang inyong wood. If kita, humans, nag-abusado sa atong mga nature, like grabe na kahubo ang mga tubig, kanang mga mining, oil drilling, din mapunta na sa dagat. So ang mga contaminated water kay mo padong mo dyan sa dagat kay mo magbaha man gyud. So ipadong na sa dagat nang mo travel na sila nang mahantog na maabot sa fault line. If maabot sa fault line niya, itong mga contaminated water if moabot sa fault line is mo-react ang mga fault line mo to nga mukha siya og earthquake. So if the wastewater or kanang mga contaminated na jud kay na siya maabot sa fault line. Sunod is ang nag-ingon na si David M. Eran suggested nga it will cause jud ang mga contaminated wastewater of an earthquake, pero dili jud siya kay nga kanang kusog jud kaayo, pero it's still called earthquake ra gyapon. Sunod is the earth interior. So it is travel time of P waves and S waves. So kung naay earthquake, it will produce energy in seismic wave. These waves will move out of release from the source of earthquake or kung asa ang gigikanan sa earthquake. So ang P waves o ang S waves, so there's a big differences between the two of them. So ang S wave kay ang P waves is ang pinakamabilis and it will pass by the solid, gas, and liquid. So muagi siya sa solid, liquid, and gas, while ang S wave is only in the solid. So as you can imagine, there's a big difference to them. Next is the core. In 1926, the British Harold Jeffrey realized that S waves were not simply slowed by the core, but were completely blocked by it. So, beside the P wave shadow zone, a much larger and more complete S wave shadow zone exists. So, kung ang P waves kaya ang solid, liquid, and gas, ang S wave kaysa solid lamang. So, on the other side, through studying the range of their energy, geologists help each other to know what's inside in the world, even that we cannot directly see it. So, grabe na dyan ang mga technology kay kaya nilang kanang makita even nga kita as humans kanang dili na to makita sa ato own eyes. Next is to, as you can see in the photo in the screen, muna yung P waves, then as waves. Next is the Earth mantle. So, while studying the arrival of times of seismic waves from Balkan tremors at a southern European earthquake, Mohorovic noticed that seismic station a few hundred kilometers from an earthquake epicenter were recording two distinct sets of P and S waves. So, balik-balik naman no, you already know about the mantle. Previous reporter already explained about on that. Then, as you can see the word in epicenter. So epicenter is very familiar to us. Where does the earthquake occur? Just like last month, in September 30, the city of Bugo was the epicenter at that time. Next is the Earth internal heat. So during the 19th century, scientists realized that the temperature in deep mines increases with depth, and this same trend has been observed in deep holes. Much of Earth's internal heat is generated by radioactive decay, especially the decay of isotopes of uranium and thorium and a lesser degree potassium. So the last is the Earth crust. So Earth crust is Earth crust is a very complicated. Continental crust is complex, consisting of all rock types, but is usually described as granitic, meaning that its overall composition is similar to the granitic rock. So, ang crust daw is very complicated because it create a different kind of rock, but gitawag siya granitic. It's because all composition is just like the rock granite, maong granitic. So, kung nang familiar na mo sa granite no kay in the previous reporter which is the topic in group 2 kantong minerals kay nag-introduce na dito sila mga different kind of rocks which is daghan dito siya but granite is one of a kind of the rock but granite is a kind of rock nga gaan ra siya that composed of different minerals. So you know already the kind of minerals like quartz and feldspar. Because of this, they say that crust is just like the rock granite, so that they call granitic crust. So that's all my report on my earthquake prediction. Thank you.